What's happening, everybody? Good morning and welcome to another episode of Morning Perspective. We're going to get your morning started off with some good stuff this morning. We're talking about your circle this morning and how your circle will ultimately create your life. And so the company that you keep couldn't be more important. It couldn't be more critical to continuously evaluate those people that are in your circle and make sure that the company you keep are people that are helping you push your life forward, helping you push your career forward, helping you push your marriage forward. All of those things have to be in line for your circle to ultimately be what it needs to be to take yourself, your life, your business, everything to the next level. So we're going to talk a little bit about that this morning. Everybody has heard the phrase, show me your circle and I'll show you your future. And so what does that actually mean? So let's talk about that for a minute. And good morning, guys. Let me see who's on here. We got Mike, Patricia, my wife, Lori. Good morning, babe. Dean, Bruce, Sean, what's up? What's happening, guys? But let's talk about what that really means. So, show me your 5 closest friends and I'll show you your future. Ultimately, what that means, guys, is this. It's those people that you spend the most time with, whether you realize it or not, you will absolutely level up or level down to those people's level. And we've all heard this before, but I think that it's critical to continuously hear it, even for me. It's always looking for what is going on in your life at this very moment, and what are you looking to do? And does your circle, the company you keep, does it match where you're trying to go? It is critical for you to ask yourself that question. Look at those people. My wife and I have this conversation quite often. I'm like, man, as a spouse, as a person that, is living life with another person, we have to be those people for the people around us that they are trying to be. So if I'm trying to level up, if I'm trying to take my life to another level, and my wife isn't supporting that, or my 5 closest friends, the 5 closest people, aren't supporting that, then ultimately, what is that going to get me? It's not going to get me to the place that I want to be, because those people are constantly pulling me in the opposite direction instead of pushing me in the direction that I ultimately need to go to take myself to the level that I want to be, to where my goals to where my life actually starts to meet my goals. Good morning, Zachary. What's happening, man? The one thing I want to talk to you guys about, I want to point out, because I think it's important. I think we all miss it. And I can't say that I did this really well until probably a couple of years ago. And thank you guys for sharing it out. Trisha and Dean, if all of you guys could share this message out, I think this message will reach a lot of people. I think it'll connect with a lot of people. And I think it's something that every single person needs to know as much about as they possibly can. But what I want to talk to you guys about first is, when you set your goals in your life, and you should be writing your goals down on a regular basis. I write mine down every single morning because I believe that, ultimately, writing your goals down repeatedly is what's going to create them into reality. But when you write your goals down, I want you guys to think about, good morning, Paul, Patricia, how are you? When you write your goals down, I want you to think about, who is it in your life, in that circle, that can ultimately help you get a little bit closer to those goals? So there should be people in your life that you can look to and identify as people who will help you reach that next level. And if you evaluate your circle and you can't find people in it that are going to help you reach those goals, then you might need to evaluate your circle and possibly make some changes, because that is the only way that you're going to get there. I always find it interesting. Good morning, Dina. I always find it interesting when people start talking about being self-made, because I don't believe that there is a such thing, right? I think that for you to make anything in your life, for you to make anything of yourself, for you to create success in your own life, it takes a team. It takes a village. For me, that team is my wife and I, the people on our team at work, the people on my team in my circle. It takes all of those people for us to ultimately become who we should be and could be if we use our full potential. And so it's important for you guys to constantly be looking at your goals and then looking at the people that you're surrounding yourself with and see if that lines up. Because what happens a lot of times is, especially for those people out there who are givers, they're always looking to pour into other people, to help other people. What sometimes happens is that we pour so much into other people, or we worry so much about other people, that we forget what that looks like for ourselves. What are we actually doing to benefit ourselves? And if we're not taking the time to actually evaluate not just what we're doing for others, but also what selections we're making for our own life that are going to benefit us, then we're probably not going to get there as fast as we could, and we may not ever get there, right? So it is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life, and then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up. What's happening, Justin? Good morning, Mrs. Bell. Thanks for jumping on here. So it's important for you to look at your goals and line those up to people in your life, and can they help you accomplish something? Can they help you accomplish something on that list? And at the same time, it's important that as you establish those people, so you're going to find mentors, you're going to find people who are willing to give you advice, you're going to find close friends that ultimately help you level up. So a few years ago, I started looking at this myself. So looking at, who I was interacting with the most from a work, professional perspective, personal perspective. And I said, what are ultimately my most important goals that I want to accomplish in my life? And then, who do I have in my life that's going to help me reach those goals? And so a few years ago, I started having people started coming into my life. And those people that have come into my life in the last handful of years, and I have a lot in common with these people. They're in my industry. They have a lot of the same values as I do. They have a similar vision to what they want for their lives. But ultimately, these handful of people that have come into my life have helped me stay focused on the goals that I have that are massive, that are impossible to accomplish on my own. And so what's happening, Alex? Thanks for jumping on. But it is imperative for you guys to start looking at the goals that you have and evaluating those people that you spend time with. Because let me tell you what happens to a lot of people. A lot of people have massive goals. This has happened to me repeatedly in my life. Everybody in my life has always thought that I was a little bit crazy, which I'm not saying that they're wrong. But when it comes to the goals that I set, the work ethic that I have, how much time I invest into self-development, business, just going as hard as I possibly can, there's a lot of people that will tell you that's the wrong thing to do. And if those people are always telling you it's the wrong thing to do, it's the wrong thing to do, slow down. Why are you working so hard? Man, just be careful. You're going to end up in the hospital. I've heard that one before. You're going to end up in the hospital, you work so hard. The reality is, guys, if you allow those people to tell you all those things repeatedly, over and over and over and over again, guess what's going to happen? Eventually, you're going to start believing it. And eventually, you're going to start to hit the brakes. Eventually, you're going to become more like them. At the same time, those people who are watching you, who are inspired by you, who are motivated by what you are doing, they're probably going to get a little bit better. But ultimately, if you continuously listen to somebody that tells you over and over and over and over again, man, slow down, be careful, eventually you're going to start to believe that stuff. And so you absolutely have to be careful of the company you keep, who you're interacting with the most, and what they're trying to tell you and what they're trying to convince you of versus what your vision is and what your goals are and how that stuff aligns. Because if you don't have alignment with the 5 closest people that you spend time with, if those people aren't people who are encouraging you, helping you go to the next level, then you have to be careful of taking their advice. One of the things that I like to tell people is you never want to take advice from somebody that you wouldn't trade places with in that particular situation. So, for example, if you're trying to get financial advice on investments or real estate or whatever it is, you're not going to take that advice from somebody who has had a history of bad financial decisions. It just doesn't make sense. They're not educated on the topic. If you are trying to get nutrition advice, you're not going to get nutrition advice from your friend who eats fast food every day. It's just not how it works, right? So and listen, guys, recognize this. Everybody has an opinion. And throughout the world, everybody is more than willing to offer you their opinion. It doesn't make it qualified, and it doesn't mean that you are wrong and they are right. Also doesn't mean they're wrong and you're right. It means you have to evaluate what are those people actually doing in their life, and are they qualified to give you advice? I use this example quite a bit. A doctor. You do not go to an ear, nose, and throat doctor for them to evaluate a stomach problem. Just not how it works. If your foot hurts, you go to a podiatrist. If there's something wrong with your foot, you're going to the wrong people most of the time to get advice. Sometimes you have the wrong people in that circle, and they're constantly pouring advice into you that is leading you down the wrong path. Nobody is going to have a clearer vision for your life than you are. And so I would encourage you guys today to just take a couple of minutes to think about what those people look like for you, who that circle is, and how are they actually impacting your life. So another thing about your circle, if you find yourself constantly being a taker in your circle, you have to be careful that you're not wearing people out. And this happens from time to time. So you can't just be a taker. It has to be a two-way street. Now, with that said, there are mentors out there. That is their role in your life to pour into you. At the same time, you have to be giving something back. And that could be something as simple as just gratitude, being grateful for the time that they spend, saying thank you for the time that they pour into you. I see so many people that see successful people and they think that, you can just constantly go get advice, get motivation, get inspiration, get all these things, but they don't ever take action on those things that they are given. And so I said this on yesterday's show, I will say it again. You could tune in here, you could go to plenty of other places on the internet, and you can get lots of motivation, inspiration, information that will make you better at life. The only way that it's going to actually improve your life and make an impact is if you take that information and you actually put it into action. And that is a way to give back to those relationships that are in your circle. It's important to create healthy two-way relationships in your life. Because if you're constantly taking, if you're not a giver, and you always, by the way, have something to give. I don't care if that person is, worth 10 times more money, has had 10 times more success, there is always something that you can give. If that is making that person feel special that day, if that is giving them a sincere thank you, writing them a thank you note, email, text message, sending them a video message saying thank you, whatever it is, finding that person's gift and saying, man, it is awesome that you are willing to spend this kind of time. Always give back to those relationships, and they will continue to flourish into bigger and better things. And those people feel fulfilled when they are helping you, but they will not feel fulfilled if you are just taking and taking and taking and not trying to give anything back, not being an active participant in that relationship within your circle. And so it's important for you guys to recognize that. Who are the people that you are looking for? And if you look at your circle today and you start to evaluate that circle and you figure out that some of the people that maybe are in your circle, you might want to move outside the circle. And again, it's not about not being friends with people. It's about choosing the right people to be interacting with the most. And so how do you select those people, and what should those people, what should their values look like? What should their motivation look like? And who exactly are you looking for? Who you're looking for, if you take and look at your values, what you truly believe in, like if somebody were to say, who is Lydia Partika? What values does she stand for? What is important to her that matters in her life? If that's your children, your family, your career, you're passionate about helping other people. Maybe you enjoy donating your time and money to church. Whatever those top 5 or 10 things that you stand for are, the 5 people around you should have those same things in common with you. I will take this to another step. When we are looking for customers at our companies, we're looking for clients that have the same values and vision that we do. Because the only way that we're going to be successful and happy in business is to do business with people that believe the same things that we do. If you are constantly interacting with people that don't believe what you believe, then don't be surprised when you find yourself having up and down days and being frustrated and not being able to maintain the momentum that you create in your life. Because when you surround yourself, Lance Phillips, my man, I watched your video last night, bro, and I was cracking up, man. You are that dude. If you want to watch a person that is enjoying life, look at Lance Phillips. And that is a guy that I share a lot of the same values and vision with. Man, a great guy. But ultimately, that's who you're looking for. You're looking to create a circle of people that believe what you believe. And when you create that circle of people that believe what you believe, you can take that circle and you can absolutely change the world. Because people are going to be attracted to that energy. So I got a couple of guys, that have come into my life. Judd Burden, a couple of you guys that are on this stream know Judd. Kevin Gray. So Judd owns Asphalt Kingdom and a variety of other companies. Judd and I have some joint ventures that we're working on together. Kevin Gray owns ADC Paving. Kevin has been an enormous help and part of Top Contractor School. And those guys have become really close friends of mine. Keith Calloway, another guy who was a client who was on this show, has become a really good friend of mine. And when we talk about, our circle and all of those guys, we have all come into each other's lives in the last, year or 2 years. And when we talk about the power of what we all are able to do for each other, it is rooted in the fact that we all believe the same things. We all have the same goals. We all want what's best for each other. We're all trying to push each other to new levels and new things, and we're holding each other accountable to the goals that we share out loud with each other, right? And so when you find those people in your life, make sure that you do everything in your power to keep them around. And make sure that you are pouring into those relationships, that you are taking the time when life gets busy and it's a couple of days go by and you don't talk to those people. Just shoot them a text or shoot them a message, a video message. I can't even tell you how many WhatsApps, text messages, video messages I get from those people in my life, those guys in my immediate circle that just say, hey man, I see what you're doing and I'm proud of you. If you guys aren't getting those messages, I'm proud of you. Man, keep up the great work. Man, let's crush this day. If you're not getting those messages, find those people in your life. I started this show to hopefully be that person for people that need it in a small way. You know, maybe I'm not part of everybody's circle that's on this stream, but at the same time, maybe I can have that small impact that helps you find those people in your life. Maybe I can become that guy. Maybe I can be the person that helps you see that those people are out there. You just have to find them. And if you don't have those people, you have the opposite people that are negative. They're telling you what you can't do. They're telling you to slow down. They're telling you, man, you shouldn't work so much. Maybe this message today, maybe the other shows that you watch that are on here at 7:30 in the morning, maybe somebody shared this stream with you and that's how you found it. Maybe that's the thing that takes your life to the next level. And ultimately, by the way, guys, this isn't about creating success from a monetary standpoint. This is creating success. Success, by my definition, is feeling fulfilled. It's feeling, when you lay your head down on the pillow at night, feeling like, man, life is good. And man, I'm surrounded by some great people. I'm blessed. It's not about the balance in your bank account, guys. It's about feeling fulfilled, feeling like you are getting every ounce of what you can get out of the life that you're living. And that obviously has components to it. It is, you know, financial, it is personal, it is family, it is God, it is all, whatever those things are for you. But don't let society and let other people tell you that your success in this life is based on one of those things. And most of the time, people lean towards looking at money. It is not about money. The money will come when you feel ultimately fulfilled and you are walking in your own mission, what you are set here to do. And the circle that you keep will absolutely keep you on that mission. And when you feel like you're getting off that mission, when you have those days that you're just not feeling yourself, you're not feeling right, you're feeling a little bit off, that circle of people, the Kevin Grays in your life, the Judd Burdens in your life, the Keith Callaways in your life, the people that I work with, that I'm lucky enough to interact with every day, I tell them all the time, tell me the truth. I don't care how you tell me. Because what I want you guys to do is keep me on my journey. Keep me being in my lane. What I do best, if I do that all day, it's a gift to everyone. It's a gift to me, but it's a gift to everybody else in the world. Because what your gift is, if you spend your life, if you spend every day giving that away, you're going to live a fulfilled life. So that's the mission that we're on, guys. And there's a lot of stuff that tries to knock us off track. There's a lot of things that'll happen today that have the ability to knock you off track. I saw a stream last night of a person that said, man, life has hit me hard. They had to have a medical procedure or something like that. Life has hit me hard. And but it was a minor medical procedure, nothing life-threatening or anything like that. But life has hit me hard, or this has really hit me hard. And the reality is, guys, life doesn't hit you hard. You hit yourself hard right here. It is all perspective and how you look at things that will determine whether or not life's able to hit you hard or not. And so it's all about, you said it, Morgan, it's all about, in that moment, how quickly you can pivot and change the way you look at things. And going back to the title of this video, and we're going to wrap this thing up, the circle that you keep, your circle is your life. Because the people who are around you will absolutely mold you into the person that you are becoming. The person that you are tomorrow is not the same person that you are today. You know what the difference is between the person you are tomorrow and today? It's the actions that you take today, and it's the positive or negative things that are poured into you throughout the day today. And so if you allow those people who are negative in your life to stick around and create doubt and create worry and create anxiety for you, and I don't care if they are your own family, if they are your own flesh and blood, you have to restrict those people from having that negative impact on you to be able to become the best version of yourself that you're ultimately chasing down. And it's a hard thing to look at the people right around you who have been special to you for a long, long time and say, like, man, I'm not sure that those people are the people that should be pouring into me. It's a difficult thing when you look at people who you've allowed. First of all, it's hard to admit that you've allowed people around you that have not served you in the way that you deserve to be served. It's hard because it tells you you made a mistake. You made a bad decision. Guys, better to recognize a bad decision today than to make it over and over and over again for the rest of your life by allowing that person to continue to do that in your life. And so to finish on a positive note, guys, I speak from experience in how one person, just one person coming into your life that can make that positive impact, it will change your life, guys. It will change everything about who you are. It will change the impact that you're able to make on other people. I would not be talking to you guys today if it weren't for the people that I chose in my life that allowed me to pull that confidence and encourage me to turn this camera on and talk into it, because this isn't me. 2 years ago, I wasn't even on social media other than to connect with people from high school and do the things that everybody else usually does on social media. It was other people encouraging me that got me to be here looking into this camera. That's the truth. And so we all pull confidence and energy and inspiration and motivation from other people. We pull all kinds of things from other people. Make sure it's that list and not a negative list, because you will pull, or they will be pushed. Those negative things will be pushed into your life if you don't protect and create the right circle. So, for you guys that jumped on, man, I appreciate you guys. When I started this show, I'll tell you guys a little secret. So I was thinking about starting this show, and I was like, man, I'm going to start a podcast. I'm going to do this. I'm like, man, should I do this or shouldn't I? And then, man, I want to get this done. I want to have an intro video. I want to have all these things that I wanted to do. And I'm like, you know what, man, we just got to get started. We're just going to press the live button and start talking into this camera and see what happens. And, man, I'm so thankful for you guys that have jumped on here. Hopefully you guys are getting something out of this every single morning. I know that I am. And so it doesn't matter to me if there's 20 people, 2 people, or 0 people on this message. Sometimes this message is as much for me as it is for you guys. So I appreciate you guys who are tuning in every morning and starting your morning with me. This will continue to become more and more and more beneficial, and hopefully we can continue to invite more people to watch this show and actually start their day off on the right foot. I've said this before, I'll say it again. A lot of people get up in the morning and the first thing they do is go to their phone, read the news, watch the news on TV, and it's just a terrible way to start your day. So what I'm trying to do here, and what we're going to do here, not just me, but all of you guys who are watching, is attract people to a positive influence that starts their day off thinking the right way, that life is great, man. Every day you wake up is a gift. Sit there and think about, you get the opportunity to do it better today than you did yesterday. You get the opportunity to choose those friends in your life. And if you think that today is not a good day, You think about the hospital down the street where there are people that are taking their last breath, and they would, no matter how bad your circumstances are, they would do anything to get a couple hours more, 6 hours more to spend with their family, to spend with their friends, to spend with their coworkers, to just share, tell people you love them. So every day is a gift, guys, and make the best of every single day. Get every ounce of orange juice out of the orange of life, and you will at the end of your life look back and not have any regrets. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. I love you guys. Thank you again for sharing, for commenting. I appreciate all of it, and I will get back to all of you guys that have commented. And if you guys need anything, I'm always available via DM. Don't be afraid to shoot me a message, and have an awesome day, guys.